Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today we're going to talk about letting the 3D reality just be and knowing imagination is the only reality. Important word there, knowing, right? So there was a email from a subscriber that outlined they are creating the desired reality. They gave a little bit of an example of what that reality looks like, which is wonderful, all good. So we are able to acknowledge the existence of it because we acknowledge the existence of it. In order to acknowledge something, it has to firstly exist, right? So we know that it's done already. Now, how was the centerpiece of the email, which was how do you create and focus on your desired reality when you have to, in this current moment, experience yourself going into work for 9 to 5? Are you not just recreating that experience? That is a very good question. It's very brass tacks, so to speak. And sure, that's almost an atypical day for anybody. So let's understand it from I am awareness down, right? So you are awareness. You are aware of whatever is going on in your own awareness. And remember, whatever is happening is your own awareness as the happening of it. Often we think that we are this 3D figure that's in the frame of reality, and we are trying to move our 3D figure into another frame of reality. And in order to do that, we believe sometimes that we need to focus on what that frame of reality looks like, continuously experience it, and then you will somehow shift into that reality. Your physical self will zap into it, right? Now, that's not necessarily how manifesting goes about. You see, you are manifesting every single thing, not your physical body. Your physical body is not manifesting anything. It is a manifestation. Manifestations don't manifest. Everything within your awareness, anything that you are knowing, is a manifestation. So you are knowing your 9 to 5. You are knowing your 3D body. You are knowing the doubt. You are knowing the fear. You are knowing the questions of how. You are the knower that you are knowing these things. Not the things, the knower, right? So, as the knower, what you now consciously know yourself to be, that is your identity. That is your manifestation. That is your creative act. It's this inner talking NevilleGoddard referred to, the assumption that you are walking in. So you don't have to worry about following your 9 to 5 day. Remember, your day doesn't start 9 to 5. Your day just is a continuous unfolding from within you. So the 9 to 5 part is actually irrelevant, no matter what it is you're doing, because you are choosing to now consciously walk in the assumption who you have imagined yourself to be, what you are assuming of yourself, what you are consciously knowing yourself in this who and what of beingness is your reality. That means whether you go to work in your 9 to 5 is irrelevant because you now know who you are. That's what must be unfolding. Slide number 1, right? Just gonna outline this text, scripture quote first because I thought it segued from the email, and I was thinking about it more on how to present this, and this was the scripture quote that came out from that, focusing on what I was wanting to do, which was present this idea, which is walking in the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil. Psalm 2, 3, 4. I like Psalm quite a bit. I think be still and know that you are God is also in Psalm, right? Now, walking in the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil. Remember, we're not looking at the religious interpretation of this text. We are looking at the metaphysical interpretation of the text from I am awareness, where Christ is your higher self and everything else in the text is your higher self playing those parts, understanding from itself, which is its higher self, Christ, right? So everyone, everything, all the acolytes, all the followers, all the Gentiles, whatever, is your higher self, your higher self, presented as everything, and your higher self is the knowing behind everything. So you are walking in the shadow of what you cannot see. You understand this, but very often we don't really think about it too much. As you sit there, or standing, I know some people watch while they're walking on the treadmill, videos and things like that. While you are just there, understand this. Where did the previous moment disappear to? You're aware of it, you remember a version of it, and where is the next moment coming from? Your 3D physical self doesn't really know. You don't know the mechanism in which it comes and goes. You are the mechanism in which it comes and goes. It comes from a shadowy somewhere and goes back to that same shadowy somewhere. The shadow is what you are currently unaware of. You are unaware of what your past was. You have an idea of what it was. Anything that you are remembering about any past that you have just experienced is not actually the same physical experience that you are remembering. You are actually recreating it in the moment. You are recreating an idea of what you think you experienced. No matter how close you think that idea is correct, it is actually a new version of that past that you have called forth from the shadowy unawareness, what you were previously unaware of, making it aware. Because as you walk in shadow, you become aware of what is in that shadow, giving light to it. You are the light. The shadowy part is just your greater awareness that you just don't know what's there. It's not darkness, it's not absence, it's not something that doesn't exist yet. It's just things you cannot see. That's all. But you can't see the next moment. You're going to make an interpretation of what the next moment is. But you can no sooner tell yourself what the next 2 minutes of what I'm going to say is. I mean, you can read it there, but you don't really know. Because it comes from a shadowy part of your awareness that you're just currently unaware of. You are awareness knowing yourself. You see, because what you are unaware of is actually all you. You are knowing yourself as source through your physical self. But you know it's there. You know the next moment is there. You know there was a previous moment that you just came from. You know there's a next year and a previous year. You know this from this now moment because it's already present in this now moment because of your awareness of it. You see, your awareness is actually the true reality. Next year isn't next year. It is an idea of experiencing that you create actually in this moment. You are giving the projection of next year. And when you get to next year, where's next year? Next year. It's perpetually next year. That idea of feeling next year is perpetually created from now. This is a really cool idea, right? When you're sitting here, you can never feel next year in the frame of you experiencing what you were considering next year. You don't feel it next year. You only feel it now. You don't feel the past back then. You feel it from now. Because you're recreating that idea from right now. You can never feel anything else outside of this now moment because it does not exist. You are giving it the illusion of a year. You are giving it the illusion of a past. And as you walk, you know that next moment is already present. And you are walking in that assumption that there is a next moment that you are just recreating. So, and this is where many teachings on the 3D moment can feel a little confusing because they say, well, the 3D has no meaning. it has nothing really outside of itself being experienced, so you can give it the meaning you desire. And now I've thought about that quite a bit, and this is my interpretation of it, right? Remember, what I'm saying is not a fundamental truth. I'm pointing you to the fundamental truth, which is you are awareness. So you cannot actually give the 3D a meaning, because it has no meaning. It has no inherent meaning. It has an existence of itself, which is basically, this is perpetually unfolding perfectly. It must be unfolding perfectly, because reality unfolds trillions and trillions and trillions of frames in every single experiencing of a moment, just continuously creating the illusion of snapshots of continuous frames. Think about how many frames must be unfolding if you can just pause reality in any given time. And we try to compartmentalize it by giving it some sort of meaning, right? Now, what are you actually doing here? When you say give reality the meaning you prefer, which is everything is working out for me, you accept the moment. You accept that it exists. It does exist. You're seeing it. You might not want it to exist, but that wanting and not wanting is irrelevant to source. It already has it. Just like how your desired reality, whether you want it to exist or not, doesn't matter to source, because it just does. So you are accepting by saying this is unfolding perfectly regardless of how I'm seeing it, because I do accept that to be the truth of reality, that it is actually unfolding perfectly, even if I, as a human, perceive it to be unfolding in a way I just don't prefer. No, I don't prefer what I experience. I prefer this. I accept that this unfolded perfectly, but I prefer what I know myself to be. What I know is also an experiencing of reality. So you're surrendering to the moment. And the fundamental truth, reality cannot unfold imperfectly. That is impossible. Your perception of it might be a little imperfect because you don't know how all the things are put together and how they work together. It might not have meaning, but it has logical unfolding, right? Like, I can't do that. But reality is not made and trying for me to do that. No matter how much I assume I can put this little sideways into this pen. No, that's what people try to often justify when they say, oh, no, my assumptions don't work. I can't do that. No, because you know inherently that it doesn't go like that. It goes like that. And that's what you're doing. You are calling forth an already perceived knowing of reality, in that every moment is already perfectly unfolding, even if your perception of it is not. And in that moment, the perfection of reality may not feel very obvious to you, but what you are accepting to be true and affirming is true, regardless of how you feel, regardless if you feel like you're momentarily lying to yourself, regardless that it looks a certain way, regardless of whatever 9-to-5 job you are doing, it must be unfolding perfectly as who you decided to be. Just by simply accepting that it is perfect, because it is. You are accepting a truth. You are saying, well, this is the truth regardless of how I feel. And once you have done that, and no one's saying to agree with it, because you don't have to agree with anything. You don't agree with the current moment as your reality, as your experiencing of reality. My preferred version of reality within is this, and you consciously move your own attention to your experiencing of reality, whatever it was. It could be something simple as someone paying you for whatever service you did, whatever it is. Alternatively, if you label it wrong, imperfect, it's going to continuously seem wrong to you, and then you end up resisting it. Then you end up resisting the resistance you feel because you think you're creating something you shouldn't be. But you couldn't create something you shouldn't because it already exists. So you're just moving your attention. That's what you're always only ever doing. You're moving your attention to who and what you are conscious of now being. So I am consciousness. What am I conscious of? What am I conscious of now being? Who am I being? This version that's seeing everything wrong. This version that's just railing against reality. And you focus on what you don't want. And you continuously shift to versions of what you don't want. Accepting the moment as perfectly unfolding reality can only reality can only unfold perfectly. It's not doing anything else. So acceptance drops your resistance to whatever's going on, because it doesn't matter. It's only one story out of an infinite number. So consciously move your focus to the version of reality you do want. Slide number 3. The story you are living versus the reality that you see. And the question here, how will my reality change if I am aware of my work 8 hours a day in the office? You see, your identity doesn't come from your circumstances. Your identity will never come from the circumstances. They can never tell you what they are, because once you're seeing a manifestation, it's already dead. It's already dead and gone. It's already manifested. Nothing's coming from it. So, your imagination, who you assume yourself and imagine yourself to just be in that knowing, is the only reality. Your only true identity is the creator, because that's actually who you are. Not this physical, ever-changing self, but you are actually the creator of all reality. That's your identity, right? And you, as this, you have infinite identities which experience reality in a certain way. I am conscious of being the version of myself who experience reality this way. This is my choice and preferred physical unfolding of reality. This is who I choose to dwell in and as. This is what I choose to this is what and who I choose to dwell in and as. In this reality, as this reality. The creator of this reality and the reality itself. The person seeing through these eyes in my specific dream life. This is who I am. This is what must be unfolding, because I choose to give this to myself. I choose to have this. I already have it. I choose to have it as a physical reality. And you ask, how will my reality change? But that's coming from the frame. That question comes from the frame. That question is a manifestation. It is the small self in the screen asking where and when is the next scene that I want to experience. The version of you does not go anywhere. It's as if my character in the screen here is asking any of you guys, hey, when is tomorrow going to be? It's an arbitrary question from a physical viewpoint that is irrelevant. The version of all of us that are experiencing tomorrow already exists today, and we can all be aware of it. A variation of what our tomorrow will look like right now, because tomorrow isn't tomorrow, it's now. So the small self asking me where I am tomorrow doesn't understand that it's here and now, today, not now, right? So being aware that your physical self is at work is not creating a reality. It's a creation of reality. It's a manifestation of reality. You are reality, experiencing your physical self at work. That experience has no meaning, and it is continuously rearranging itself according to who and what you are consciously being as reality, which is what you know you are going to return to as a choice. You're returning and knowing to your own choice of reality is already your reality. It's already unfolding that way. So you don't have to continuously focus on it until it happens. You know what you are already choosing, and you know that as you go about your day, you're just choosing to consciously focus yourself on following the script consciously, but not so much that it's a day job while you are doing your day job. Don't make creating reality a day job on top of the job that you are already experiencing yourself doing. Just know who you know yourself to be. You are that which you desire to be already. It must be unfolding perfectly, regardless of what's going on. And you know yourself as the creator. And what you have embodied within and as your awareness is already the version of you as reality and a physical form experiencing it. It already exists. It's your choice to be and have that now. And as you imagine and experience, you are being it. Assume it is done and follow the script consciously, knowing it's unfolding regardless of the appearances and changing thoughts that occur within awareness, because they are nothing more than manifestations. And look at this, right? the 3D now experience. That's what we think we are. We're just going about work, right? We're either a manager or someone working, or the boss, or someone, or the worker, or whatever. Doesn't matter, right? Whichever role you're currently experiencing yourself physically makes no difference. And we believe in a 3D past. But no matter how much you imagine that 3D past as if it is a true memory, you are recreating it, and you're recreating that future. And the more you embody that, the more you accept that this is my past, that's what your past will be. So accept that it is a version of your past. Now, how would you prefer your past to be? How would you prefer your future to be? How would you prefer your now to be? Imagine that and drop it. And know that what you have called forth as awareness is your reality, because you see yourself as the creator. And all that is happening within you is everything manifested. As that creator, shift your focus to your chosen identity, reality experience, with the intention of being and having it. Assume that you are it now, regardless of what's going on, regardless of your 9 to 5. Because like I said, your day doesn't stop at 9 to 5. When you're eating, you're eating. You aren't focusing on your reality eating. When you're having a shower, you aren't focusing on your reality. When you're watching a movie, you aren't focusing on your reality, on your desired end. You are just knowing, hey, I chose that, and I'm enjoying the unfolding of reality, knowing it's always changing. Slide number 4. Question, right? I'm in the process of changing my life, including my job situation. Does this mean my focus creates it over and over again? No. Remember that you, the physical self, might have thoughts and beliefs that I am changing my life, but the physical self is not changing anything. My physical self couldn't change the manner in which this video is made, because it's already made that way, right? It can't do it. My physical self in the screen after it's been shot has no power to do anything in the physical any longer. It never had any. This is just all awareness creating the experiencing of reality. You are ever changing reality. You are literally, in both senses, ever changing reality and ever changing reality. You are the one changing it, and you are the changing reality. Both. You are the changing reality and changing reality in one go. Experiencing that change as a physical self. And here's the thing, your true self never changes, because it's only changing its viewpoint. It's always being all of reality all the time. So the moment-to-moment experiences of the 3D reality, which is all happening within you, including the changing physical self that you believe you are, don't create reality. When you focus on your experiencing consciously, knowing that as awareness you are already your desired reality, that's the only thing that's relevant to you. It must be unfolding perfectly. Basically, as the 3D self, you're now following the script of your life with that assumption of that which you have imagined yourself to be, and you are now that which is unfolding. It's the same thing with anything, and you've already done this a million times. How many times have you imagined something and then had a very visceral imaginative experience with something? Fearful, doubtful, joyful, fun, whatever. Doesn't matter. They're all the same to source, right? You've imagined it, and then you kind of forgot about it, and then it happened. Just out the blue, it happened. That's the focusing on reality and then dropping it for your higher self to bring in that life experience. Most of the time, it's not changing everything about your physical reality. So there's a couple things here and there. My specific person, my specific car, my job. Maybe I feel like working there. Some people feel like just changing where they live, but doing the same things that they've always been doing. But you are changing everything all the time, continuously. So you just follow the script in that, knowing, hey, I called it forth. It must have come forth because it came forth and I experienced it. It must be coming forth right now as my physical reality, as I walk in the assumption of it. Number 5 is the thoughts and emotions and resistance question, right? Isn't this creating the experience over and over again? No, your assumption that it's doing that is recreating that experience over and over again. When you just allow yourself to know that there are no conditions to your chosen reality experience, no matter how many times you get upset, no matter how many times you feel like you're resisting something, none of that's creating anything. You are reality. You are the creator of reality. It's just one singular experience. So don't try and fix any of that. It's no longer your choice. If it's not your choice, why would you fix it? You didn't try to make it happen in the first place. You didn't unfix reality to be that. Now there's no reason to fix reality to stop being that, right? So God, you, your higher self, which brought the desire to you, asked, what do you want? And you answered already, nothing else. No conditions, no prerequisites, no circumstances, no emotions, no resistances, nothing. It said, what do you want? And in that what do you want, you felt it. That's who I assume I now am, because it's my desired reality and experience. Your physical self can't be in resistance because it's only experiencing it. The physical self isn't in a resistance frame. It is the experiencing of what you are resisting as a frame. It's not the frame, right? Your physical self is not in the frame. You are the entire frame, experiencing it through your physical self. It's part of the frame that is in you. Just had an idea. I got super excited. If you've seen those VR games and movies and things like that, when you take the VR off, the character that the VR glasses is seeing through is still there. That person can't change the game they're in. You are the creator. You put on new VR glasses and look somewhere else. Or in other words, you just change your focus to something else and assume that because you've changed your focus to seeing through someone else's eyes, another version of yourself, that's what the game must now start to reflect. Experiencing always only in the frame, right? Experiencing only happens in the frame in your focusing. So whatever you are experiencing as a focus is your reality. And that's what you are choosing to be, do, and have is your reality as an assumption. So assume that you are exactly who you desire to be. Returning to your desired preference as awareness, because that is your choice. It's already created. You don't have to create it. Your assumption is unfolding. You are experiencing it now because it is your choice. Number 6. The only evidence you need is silent knowledge enough, even if my job doesn't match my truth. It's not about your job not matching your truth. Your job is irrelevant. Nothing has to match your truth. Nothing has to match your truth. Everything, your job, just because you're doing it, has no reflection or non-reflection of anything. It might as well be, hey, what if a bird flew past me and I don't like birds? Am I in my desired reality? See, you can see. It's all, I swear to you, the more you realize the 3D manifested conditions really have no conditioning behind them whatsoever, and we are creating the most elaborate ideas as to why we can and can't imagine something, to the point where it is actually laughable as to where these ideas even came from. It's quite funny, right? The only evidence you need to match anything is your own awareness, and realize that you are the awareness that is matching everything, right? You choose your dream life. That's the evidence that you are choosing this. This is the evidence that I chose because this is what I'm choosing. Your wish is fulfilled. Your experiencing of the fulfillment is the experiencing of fulfillment. 3D is not fulfillment. It is an expression of who and what you are conscious of being in your imagination, in your knowing, not continuous focus on it like a 5 to 9 after you do a 9 to 5, right? It's the place you choose to just dwell. It'll just come to you whenever. You know you're going to return to it if you feel like. You know you don't need to. You know you've already made the choice to be this. That I choose to be this and have this. I choose to be more of it and have it. I choose to be more aware of more of it. Let it all come to me. I am chosen, loved, healthy, wealthy, free, and fulfilled. Show me more of that. That's who I am. Regardless of whatever happens during the day or night, it makes no difference. They are all irrelevant. Whether it is physical or non-physical experiences, the circumstances out seemingly out there, or the circumstances that are going on in your mind as emotions and thoughts, they no longer align with the chosen identity. They no longer matter then. Just leave them. They don't do anything. You are the creator, and all of it exists within you. Just like how if I could get some emotional feeling here in the frame, it doesn't matter. It stays here in the frame. It's always in the frame. Before they call, I will answer. While they are speaking, I will hear. Your desire existed way before you were aware of it. It existed so far beyond whatever concept of time that you have had. You can't even understand when it existed, just that it existed now. And you asked by becoming aware of it and wanting it. And God said yes to you because He gave it to you to even want it. God said yes to you because He gave you the desire to want it in the first place. That didn't come out of thin air. It's your higher self bringing it to you, knowing you'd say yes or no. Because it's free will for your choice to say yes or no to it. So you're imagining and assuming it is for you to consciously experience your own choice of identity. It's already unfolding for you. You're imagining and assuming it is for you to consciously experience your own choice of identity. It's already unfolding for you, through you, and as you. It is already unfolding for you, through you, and as you. Your imagining and assuming is for you to consciously experience your own choice of identity. It is already unfolding for you, through you, and as you. You're basically always walking in the assumption of who you are. So, who are you? I am Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the wonderful comments in the last few videos. Much love, much light to each and every one of you, truly. Thank you for the questions. If you have other questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. You can email me. You can drop a comment on Facebook. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining the Facebook page. Thank you for joining the TikTok page. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.